Dan Kopfer, Chairman of the Code Compliance Board, and I call this meeting to order. The NSB Code Compliance Board of April 17, 2025. The procedures of this hearing are to provide due process to every respondent and the city in accordance with Florida State Statute 162073, which states formal rules of evidence shall not apply, but fundamental due process shall be observed and shall govern the proceeding. Hearsay is admissible only to support other competent substantial evidence. Other evidence must be presented. Are there any questions? Any decision made today can be appealed by sending notice of appeal to the Circuit Court within 30 days of the execution of the orders per Florida State Statute 162.11. Can we have roll call, please?
Dan Kopfer?
Here.
Clifford Warren?
Here.
Albert Szymanski?
Here.
Aaron Dennis?
Here.
Kathleen Brown?
Here.
Ruth Harris?
Here.
Do any board members have any ex parte communications to disclose? For the record, I see none. And each member had an opportunity to approve or look over the minutes of last meeting. And if so, can I have a motion to approve?
So move. Second.
Dan Kopfer?
Aye.
Clifford Warren?
Aye.
Albert Szymanski?
Aye.
Aaron Dennis?
Aye.
Kathleen Brown?
Aye.
Ruth Harris?
Yes.
Minutes are approved.
Okay, and can we have the swearing in of any city staff, respondents, or any witnesses that may testify before the board?
Please stand and raise your right hand. In the matter which you are about to give testimony, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? The witnesses have been sworn in.
Okay. First case.
First case is old business, case number 0796, 1325 Saxon Drive. Jason Yates presenting.
Good afternoon. This is, all these cases that I'm going to present are Barb's cases. I'm just here presenting them for her, so I'm going to try to answer any questions the best I can. This property is zoned B5 Planning Shopping Center. Violations cited are section 74-146, local business tax imposed. On March 20th, 2025, the Code Compliance Board found Real Sub LLC, Public Supermarket Inc., Wave Hair Design, and other entities in violation of section 74-146, local business tax imposed, and gave until April 10th, 2025 to obtain scheduled required property inspection and obtain the business license tax receipt and bring the property into full compliance. On March 21st, 2025, the board order was mailed certified mail to the property owner and the business owner. The certified mail sent to the property owner was signed for and accepted on March 24, 2025. The board order was hand-delivered to Linda, an employee of Wave's Hair Design and business location. Since the last hearing, several emails have been exchanged between Kathleen Adel, BTR specialist, and Jessica Norris, Wave's salon owner, regarding the business license, tax receipt, and information needed from the property owner. On 4/16/2025, Barb emailed Jessica Norris informing her of today's hearing and suggested she attend the meeting to explain her situation to the board, and the hearing is to impose a fine. On 4/19/2025, a follow-up inspection showed the application process has not been completed. It is a staff's recommendation to the board to impose a one-time fine of $250 per Florida state statutes.
This is the same case we had last year. Any questions?
If it's a one-time fine, and it's cheaper for them to, and then what's our recourse should they
So I
still
believe
continue
that-
not to get it?
I believe that from what I've gathered, and I'm not 100%, but I do believe that it has a yearly thing. So even though it's a one-time fine, it's a one-time fine for this year. Next year will be a one-time fine for that year, and it'll just continue until they finally come into compliance.
But a repeat violation is.
Well, then, right.
Is a fine up to $500.
$500. Exactly,
Okay,
so
thank
yes,
you.
thank you. I didn't even put that in consideration.
Okay.
Okay. Can we get a motion?
Is it open now, or is it still closed?
The property, I believe, is still operational. According to this, I believe they're still conducting business. Unfortunately, I don't have all the
Okay,
facts,
without a
but
tax.
yeah, they're operating without a business license still, so I would assume that's why we're still bringing them here, because they are operating. Yes?
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was going to make a motion to impose the
And
fine.
just for the record, there's nobody here as a respondent or anybody from the public who'd like to speak on this matter.
So noted. Okay. Do we have a motion on the table?
Second?
Dan Coffer,
Aye.
Clifford Warren,
Aye.
Albert Schmansky,
Aye.
Aaron Dennis,
Aye.
Kathleen Brown, Ruth Harris.
Yes.
Motion carries.
The respondents are further ordered to contact the code inspector to verify compliance with this order, and also to be aware that the respondents have the right to appeal the order when it comes out within 30 days. Any violation of the same code by the respondents within 5 years from the date of this order shall be treated as a repeat violation, of which a fine up to $500 per day may be imposed. Next case.
Next case is case 0055. It's 614 Aeolian Drive. Jason Yates presenting.
This property is zoned PUD, Planned Unit Development. Violations cited are City Code Section 74-146, local business tax imposed. On March 20th, 2025, Code Compliance Board, BG Real Estate Florida LLC, and/or entity in violation of Section 74-146, local business tax imposed, and were given until April 10th, 2025 to obtain, submit the business license tax receipt application and schedule the required property inspection to bring the property into full compliance. On March 21st, 2025, a copy was mailed, certified mail to the property owner, and was signed for and accepted on March 27th, 2025, at the Fernandina Beach, Florida location. On March 24th, 2025, the board order was posted on the property. On March 12th, 2025, Barb left a message at the phone number on file with the Utilities Commission. No contact has been made by the owner. On 4/7/2025, the business license tax receipt application was submitted to the city. Code Compliance also received an email from the representative from BG Real Estate stating the application had been submitted and that they hope to have this resolved on or before April 10th, 2025. It is the staff's recommendation to the board to impose a one-time fine of $250 per Florida state statute.
Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak on this matter? For the record, there's none. Any questions from the board? Do we have a motion?
I make motion to accept the office's recommendation.
Second.
Dan Coffer,
Aye.
Clifford Warren,
Aye.
Albert Schmansky,
Aye.
Aaron Dennis,
Aye.
Kathleen Brown, Ruth Harris.
Yes.
Motion carries.
The respondents are further ordered to contact the code inspector to verify compliance with this order, and to also be aware that respondents have the right to appeal the order when it comes out within 30 days. Any violation of the same code by the respondents within 5 years from the date of this order shall be treated as a repeat violation, of which a fine up to $500 per day may be imposed. Next case, please.
The next two new business cases have been withdrawn. For the record, those are 904 Roper Street and 2617 Nordman Avenue. So our next case is 0779. It's 431 Sheldon Street. Jason Yates presenting.
This property is zoned R3, single-family residential. Violations cited are section 26-14, subsection 13, outdoor storage, subsection 4, exterior windows and doors, subsection 5, exterior attachments, subsection 6, accessory improvements, subsection 7, unoccupied structure security, subsection 8, landscaping, subsection 9, trash and debris, and section 66-36, prohibitions, and subsections fail to remove garbage containers from public view on the same day of collection after being emptied by collection crews, or to abandon any garbage, trash, or waste materials on public or private property. 3, deposit or place in or cause to be deposited or placed in a garbage container any materials other than garbage. 4, failed or neglect to keep or cause all garbage containers to be kept clean and sanitary or tightly covered and in good state of repair. That's what I got there. And I believe somebody's here to speak about that.
Would you like to speak on this matter, ma'am? Please approach. If you can, wait till you get up to the microphone and speak right into the
Good
microphone.
afternoon. My name is Jennifer Bostick. I live at 425 Sheldon Street. I am the neighbor to that house. I've been there 28 years. The owner that she moved away, her children lived there, and then she passed. After that, the house went down. Windows are open, like you said. He had the same pictures on the outside that I do. And I've called the code enforcement people several times. I've called the police department over 20 times since September because there are squatters in the house. Their windows are open, the doors are open. They're coming there 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. They have parties and they leave. I thought in September that someone bought the property, and it was a LLC. I don't know who it is. I can't figure that out. But I was told by the police department that they do have a no trespassing sanction there. So I would call, they would come, they would make them leave, they would come back. I don't feel safe in my home because it's so many people, different types of people that are coming and living in the house. I don't know if they're dead or not in there. I have cameras, I do see it, that's how I know they're in there. Just last week I called twice. I told the police officers, I know you're tired of coming, I'm tired of calling, I don't know what else to do. So when I called the code enforcement office, they told me they was having a hearing. I don't know what you can do. I don't know who owns it, but I'm just tired of wondering if somebody is dead over there or if they're doing drugs over there or what's going on over there.
Okay.
I pay my property tax. I
Sure.
want them to do something. That's all I have to say.
Well,
Thank you.
my question would be to you is, what would be the maximum fine we could give out to get their attention to clean up this mess?
Well,
I'm sorry. Unfortunately, Barb doesn't have anything in here currently.
am I allowed to interject?
It's where, I'm sorry.
Am I
Yeah,
allowed
yeah,
to? They haven't been found in violation yet
Right.
since it's new business.
Oh,
So, yeah, so we don't have anything scheduled yet to.
Okay.
So, let me ask, this LLC, PGSR Holdings, do we have any idea who they are? Have we had any contact with them? We don't know, do we know anything about them?
Unfortunately, again, this isn't my case. I'm not really sure. Can't answer a lot of the questions. I haven't done any of the legwork, being that this is Barb's cases, all of these. So unfortunately, I don't really have the answers for you. I'm sure that there'll be, I don't know if she has anything in her internal notes that state anything, how far she's dug into this.
Yeah.
I just don't have the answers.
Okay, no, I
Sorry.
understand. I mean,
Did
I
she have a
kinda-
recommendation?
Yes, she does in the finding here. She has a $20 per day.
No, on here, just because this is brand new, yeah, we don't have anything. She doesn't have any fines in here, like designated for what she was doing.
Well,
Do
this-
you
this
have
seems
So
something?
in the order that I have here, it says that the response shall bring the property into compliance with the code provisions cited above by 1 PM on May 8th. And they shall notify the code inspector and request a reinspection to determine the compliance. If the code compliance board finds that the violations were not corrected by the date set forth above, a fine of $20 per day per violation may be imposed, not to exceed the maximum of 15,000.
There's a whole nother part of the script I didn't even read, and I apologize.
Can we
There's
increase
a
that?
whole part of it, there's
Well,
like 2
that's my
pages.
question.
So,
No,
yes,
they have
there's,
time to cure the defects, and
They
that
have
would
time
be
to
the
cure-
date up
but-
until May
May
8th. I'm gonna let
Right, I'm
Jason
sorry.
read through the rest of the file.
Yeah, I'm
He'll
so
be able to
sorry.
encapsulate it for you, and then based on his recommendation, which is likely gonna be the May 8th date, they would have until then to come into compliance, and then we can go forward with a motion from there. And then obviously, things will begin to accrue if they don't come into compliance.
Start the ball rolling.
yeah, I didn't even realize, I'm so sorry. So, yeah,
That's
she's
okay.
got an extra, like,
So
page
that's why
and a
I
half.
asked my first question, because
Yeah,
I saw
no,
it in
I'm-
the order.
I'm sorry I didn't
So
see
we'll have
that.
to take it up next.
That's okay, it's not your.
We have to take it up.
So for the record, I ended up ending on the subsection 4. And so I'm going to continue with subsection 6 and move on through the rest of the script that is here in front of me. 6 is to place or allow to be placed upon the streets, alleys, curbing, or sidewalks of any city, any rubbish, sweepings, debris, trash, or waste materials of any kind that might be a menace to traffic, either vehicular or pedestrian, or that might endanger the proper operation of the city's sewer or drainage system. Subsection 8 here says allow private tree contractors to place tree trimmings or trees removed by such persons at the street for city collection. On November 4th, 2024, Code Compliance received a complaint regarding people living in this home without water and electric, trash and debris all over the property, and general property maintenance. This property was being monitored by other city departments for other activities. On November 24th, 2024, an inspection was conducted, and the property was found to be in violation of furniture being stored in the front yard, trash cans in public view, mixed piles of trash and debris blocking the sidewalks. This pile of debris includes tree debris, garbage at curbsides for collection on non-pickup days. The structure was also not secure. Landscaping was overgrown, and the sections of fence falling down. Courtesy notice was mailed to the owner on 12/2/2024, informing them of violations on the property, including the property being occupied without proper utilities, trash and debris at curbside that needed to be hauled away, and a business license tax receipt for rental property. The property owner did not contact Code Compliance in response to the warning letter. On February 21st, 2025, a notice of violation was mailed, certified mail to the property owner with the initial compliance date of March 11, 2025, and has not been delivered. A copy was also posted on the property on February 21st, 2025. On April 16, 2025, a follow-up inspection showed the property needs to be moved, trash and debris needs to be removed, outdoor storage of furniture, clothes baskets full of household items, aluminum soffit type materials, trash cans, property is unsecure, front door is standing open, fence has not been repaired, and trash at curbside on non-pickup days. This property will not receive trash or yard debris pickup due to there's no utility service for the property. Now, it's the staff's recommendation to the board to find PGSR Holdings LLC and/or entity in violation of section 26-914, subsection 13, subsection 13, subsection 4, subsection 5, subsection 6, 7, 8, and 9, and section 66-36, subsection 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8, and given until May 8th, 2025 to bring the property into full compliance. If the owner does not come into compliance, it's a staff's recommendation to impose a fine at a subsequent hearing of $20 per day until the property is brought into full compliance. Fine not to exceed $15,000. There's all your answers.
$20 per day per,
Per-
Violation.
Yes,
okay, thank you.
yes.
So a total of how much per day?
So yeah, how many of those?
Yeah, how
total
many
vi- How
violations?
many total violations were there?
Let's go back and count them.
160?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 13, I believe.
13 times 20,
Do you need to calculate?
so.
It's 260. I
260
think we can do
per day.
250 per day.
And up to 15,000 was the,
Up to 15 was the max, yes.
Okay, so they'd hit that in 2 months. Now, I do have a quick question for you, Grant. Are we able to set a date sooner than was May 8th, I think you said? Are we able to set a date sooner than that for when they would need to be in compliance by? Because this seems like a pretty extreme situation. And for just this like nameless, LLC, and the house has fallen into complete disrepair.
Right, we still have to give them time to cure. This is our hearing on it. They've gotten the one notice, however, we still have to follow the rules of due process, give them that time to make the corrections, and if they don't, after May 8th, the following compliance, code compliance board, that's when we can find them in non-compliance and start the fines.
Okay,
and it was posted. Yeah, but it was posted to be May 8th.
so okay, so we'll have flexibility at the next, okay.
I'd like to make a motion.
Can I understand the motion, please? The motion is $20 a day per violation, correct?
That is
Could you,
I-
could you
I
guys
would
just
like
make
to-
sure you
I would
speak
like to
into the
make a motion.
microphone? Just make sure you speak into the microphone, because there's a little bit of conversation going on. I want to make sure it's recorded. Thank you.
I want to make a motion. I would like to modify what was recommended, that we accept the recommendation, but that the fine should be $50 a day, not $20 a day.
We can't yet.
No, but
We
they're
have to do that
saying
at the next
beyond,
meeting.
this, what he's recommending is that they fine him $20 a day. So that they fine him $20 a day after May 8th. We can't say ahead of time that that let them know that it'll be $50 a
On
day?
May 8th.
I do believe that the state statute states that you can only go up to $250 a day. And
I said
that's-
50.
That's total.
No,
That's
we're
why
doing
we-
per violation.
That's why we cut it down to the $20 a day. So the total's $250 a day.
Oh, see, I misunderstood that.
And if
Okay.
it, happens again, if this
So
place
it's not
is
$20 a
abandoned,
day?
No.
It's per violation,
It's, yeah, it's per
Got it.
violation,
and 13 violations.
which will come out to $260.
Got it.
actually,
Okay,
but
so that's
we'll
state
have to-
statute. I wasn't aware of that 250.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Neither was I.
it's a maximum of $250 for the first fine, and then if we find them in repeat violation, then we can go.
That's when we can,
Yeah. I'd like to amend the
Okay.
motion. Can I amend the motion? Or does it?
I
Why don't-
withdraw anything I said.
Okay, so let's have a clean motion.
Make a motion that accept the enforcement officer's thing, $20 a day per violation.
May
So
8th,
the motion is to accept staff's recommendation, correct?
Correct.
correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Second,
Who's the first?
Szymanski.
Albert and Clifford. Okay. Dan Coffer,
Aye.
Clifford Warren,
aye.
Albert Szymanski, Aaron Dennis,
Aye.
Kathleen Brown,
Aye.
Ruth Harris.
Yes,
Motion carries.
The respondents are further ordered to contact the code inspector to verify compliance with this order and to also be aware that respondents have the right to appeal the order when it comes out within 30 days. Any violation of the same code by the respondents within 5 years from the date of this order shall be treated as a repeat violation, of which a fine up to $500 per day may be imposed. No further cases.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.
Any discussion among the board members?
No.
Okay. Next meeting will be held on May 22nd, 2025. And we'll end this meeting on that note then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wait. It's not May 15th, the third Wednesday, third Thursday?
I don't know, Teresa's got May 22nd here.
It is not. It was asked to be moved for purposes of another meeting being scheduled on that day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Because I just go back.